Nice. Dwayne who? No.
And his nickname says it all, the Master Disaster. He's the most punk rock skateboarder out there on the planet. There's no doubt.
He was out of hand. He just didn't know what was going to happen.
He'd like go in, drop in, lock up, and just make it.
He could take so much pain more than any other person I've ever known. I mean, the fucking guy should be dead.
Death and destruction everywhere.
He has to skate and he has to play music. That's all there is to it.
He's fucking G.G. Allen and Sid Vicious, but he can skateboard, you know?
Dwayne's fucking full on, man. He's gnarly.
When you think of punk skating, it's Dwayne Peters.
He's one of the most influential skaters to ever step on a skateboard.
He's paid his dues.
9 times out of 10, if there was something outstanding to remember, Dwayne had something to do with it.
He's taken his own course, done what he wanted to do.
Dwayne is every bit as much on his game as he ever has been.
He is fucking passionate about what he is into.
The attitude's still there, and you know, that's the one thing that's cool in my book about Dwayne is he's still a true blue, 100% punk rocker, and he's not gonna live any other way.
Dwayne's fucked. We like that.
There's nobody else like Dwayne. Never has been, there never will be. Because he's one of a kind. And that's what separates him from the rest. And that's a fucking great quality to have. I think.
Dwayne Thomas Peters was born on June 12, 1961 in Anaheim, California, across the street from Disneyland. His folks raised the family in a typical suburban home. Dad sold cars, Mom took care of the house and kids. When Dwayne was 9, divorce ripped the family apart. Dad moved out. Dwayne and his brother and sisters stayed with Mom. Together, they towed the poverty line. Already a rowdy kid, Dwayne slipped further into fury. A broken home boy hot-wired for risk and danger. Just ask his mom.
I bet you didn't think Dwayne had a mother. Huh? From the first pain, hour and a half he was born, and he was ready. The doctor broke my water and cut him in the head with his knife. From that time on, no stopping him. When he started to walk and started to crawl, that was when the fun began. He was always very, very stubborn. If he set his mind to something, I don't care what you did, you couldn't change it. He just wouldn't give up. He was never one to stop, no matter what it was. He was hell-bent to do it. He'd get a hold of an old mattress out of a trash bin, and he'd jump out in front of cars in the alley just to see how close they could come before they hit him. That was just in him. And then they used to go out and play on the train tracks and see how far they could wait till the train got there to leap off. And when he started the skateboarding and stuff, it was like there was nothing that was too dangerous or too radical, or he always had to have that little edge to be the first or to be the number one to do something, almost like he had a dare with God.
In the early 70s, the grip and glide of the urethane wheel carried skaters away from the rough-riding clay wheel days of the previous decade, and skateboarding ascended towards its second spike in popularity. Many of this new generation of skateboarders ignored the gymnastic trick book left over from the 60s and instead hit the streets with style and speed born from shortboard surfing. Skateboarding found Dwayne living in Orange County's Newport Beach.
First started skating when I was a kid, got a board and started skating every day, tic-tacs, slides, just basically surf skating. I was around 13, I found an empty pool. There was water in the pool, we had plywood over the water. The goal was to make it over the light, and half the guys were barefooted, half the guys had shoes on.
I knew Dwayne when he had long hair past his shoulder blades.
When I first met him, he was just learning how to skate still and picked it up like nobody else I've ever seen.
It went from the metal wheels to the clay wheels to the early urethane ball bearing wheels to the precision urethane wheel. It went from that whole kind of surf thing to all of a sudden these kids took it and made it their own thing. And all of a sudden you had the skateboarders.
Skaters were aggressive. Skateboarding is against the law, and it fucking probably always should be, really.
We had to go underground. We had to break laws. We had to do what we had to do what we wanted to do.
Well, Dwayne was like the epitome of a blonde-haired surfer dude, 14, 15, with long hair, surfer shorts. He was a good skateboarder.
I hooked up with a crew of guys, the Tile Stick Boys.
Chris Bark's dad was making the Mojo skateboards, but we always wanted our own.
Didn't get Pops to listen, so started making our own boards and started Tile Sticks.
Well, Tile Sticks was tie sticks, and then the L just fit in the middle for the tile.
We were just doing our own thing and having fun.
Like I told you before.